Hey, welcome back. I have another seed haul to share with you. And then after we are done with some of these seed hauls, I promise I will have some new other things to share with you. It's just so hard to find all the varieties and colors that I want at one place. So it's just a mishmash of different seed hauls that I have to share with you for the next little bit. So this is my last flower seed haul that I'm going to be sharing with you today. And like I said, this is a mixture of a few different companies just to fill in some of the cracks. So if you're new here, I've shared a Johnny's seed haul and a Select Seeds seed haul already, but this is my last cut flower seed haul that I have to share with you today. I'm really excited to get going on seed starting, winter sowing, and just to put some new fresh stuff out there for you guys. So let's get into what I have. So I ordered a few different things from Walmart. If you are interested in flower farming, there's a Facebook group called Flower Farmers, and that's where I found out that Walmart actually offers really, really good priced seed packets. So I was able to pick up a lot of good ones for a relatively low price. I am in Canada, and I know that most of the seed companies offer to both the US and Canada. I'm not sure about globally, sorry. I know some of you Australian growers have mentioned that maybe they don't ship out to you, but hopefully you can find something similar. Another company I went with was Etsy, and the actual store within Etsy was called Olive Seed Company. So I have a few different things from there. And then sadly, there's a farm store we have locally called PV Mart, and it closed down. But before it closed down, I was able to pick up some of these canisters. They have filling in them, I think rice husks. So it's not actually the whole canister filled with seeds, but there's still quite a lot in these canisters. So I was able to pick up these two from PV Mart before they closed down. So let's get into what I have to share. Okay, first of all, so the Walmart order of seeds that I ordered, I think it was like a sub-store within walmart.com or .ca. And the actual storefront was called Seedville USA. So that is where these ones came from. Sort of like a mom and pop shop seed packet, definitely not like a Walmart brand. So that's kind of interesting. But I was interested in these because the seed packets offered such a huge quantity. Quite often, if you're looking online at different seed companies, they'll maybe give you 20, 30, 40, 50 seeds, and that's not a lot when you are a flower farmer. So this company offered large quantities of seed for a relatively low price, which I was very excited about. I won't get into the math, but it was cents per seed. Less than what I usually spend at Johnny's or another similar place. And this year I'm going to be putting a larger emphasis on zinnias. I have discovered that deer do not like zinnias, and you guys have confirmed that for me as well. So I'm really excited to have a larger growing area for cut flowers outside of my fenced area. My fenced area, the deer fence, is prime, right? Like it's a limited space, so I'm gonna put everything that's delicious in there, like snapdragons. But I'm excited to sort of expand some of my garden beds outside of the fenced area and just fill it with tons and tons of zinnias, because I think they might be one of my favorite cut flowers. Okay, so this is the first one I have, and I have 250 Violet Queen zinnia seeds. And this isn't a Benary's Giant, this isn't in Oklahoma. This is a Violet Queen. So I have no experience with this, but from the website, it looked like it was a good sized bloom, and it's worth trying. Okay, the next one is 250 of the Green Envy zinnias. Again, a larger bloom size, I'm pretty sure. And I love that green color, that chartreuse, almost lime green, such a pretty addition to add to your bouquets. The next one is 250 of the White Polar Bear zinnias. This was probably my third favorite zinnia that I grew last year, so I needed more of these. And this one was a really, really good deal. So I usually don't recommend getting a mixed seed packet because you can't control what colors you're getting. But when it's a good price, I think, why not? It's worth it. So this was 500 of the mixed California Giant seeds. And then I have 300 cactus flowered zinnias. The cactus flowered zinnia is a really nice, different, interesting spike to the petals, and I think it adds some interest to your bouquets. Okay, 250 Salmon Queen zinnias. Salmon is definitely salmon, coral, apricot. Any of those colors is definitely one of my favorites to grow. So when I found these for such a good price, I thought, yeah, gotta have them. All right, and then 250 Purple Prince zinnia seeds. And maybe I'll put it on the screen, but I'm sure there's a difference between the queen and the prince. The prince definitely looks, from the small little picture, a little bit more ruffled and a fuller, maybe double zinnia, or more than a double. But yeah, maybe a little bit more interest in that one than the queen. Okay, and then we've got 250 Zen Master Zinnias, and this is a different mix too. And what I like is you get the cross-pollination, so you're gonna get a little bit different flowers anyway. But, so this one gives you just like that sort of surprise element of not being exactly sure what you're growing, but maybe you might find a beautiful new bloom that you've never seen before. Okay, and then 250 mixed zinnia pom-pom seeds. So I think this is just more of a fuller, ruffled double zinnia. It might be a bit of a smaller one too with that pom-pom. But yeah, definitely worth a try for when you're only paying cents per seed. 250 Isabellina zinnia seeds. So if I remember correctly, I think I grew these last year. Isabellinas are just a little bit creamier than your polar bear white zinnias, so it's really nice to have both, right? You might really want the bright white in some bouquets, but in other bouquets you might want a little bit more of that creamy yellow white, if that makes sense. Okay, last I have 250 of the Luminosa pink zinnias, and I think there wasn't really a standout reason why I chose this. It was probably just a really good deal, but you can't really go wrong with pink, so that is why I got it. Okay, so that wraps up my Seedville order. Again, I got those from Walmart online, and then Etsy. Here's my next order. And I would say when you're buying off of Etsy, probably this could go for any seed company, or it could probably go for any company, in a matter of fact. I would read reviews, right? We don't know where these stores are coming from, what credentials they have. So if you read, you know, some good reviews and they've got at least 4 or 5 stars, I would say go for it. But yeah, seed collecting is a tricky business. So you definitely want to make sure that the store you're ordering from Etsy has some good reviews. So like I said, this is Olive Seed Company. So I have 2 of the caramel Rudbeckia mix. And these reminded me of that Sahara mix. And if you watched any of my other seed hauls, you know that I'm very, very, very excited to grow some Saharas. I've grown lots of Rudbeckias before, but never the Sahara. And I think this caramel Rudbeckia mix is sort of a similar look, and I'm really excited to try this out. Okay, Bronze Queen Nicotiana. Again, I've grown the white Nicotiana before, but it almost looks a little bit similar to our native Nicotiana. So this is gonna give me a little bit more of an elevated look, but probably still very easy to grow since it is native in our area. And then some more Sahara, because I thought cross-pollination is an amazing in-depth topic that I really can't understand or get into. But let's just, at the bare basics, every Sahara Rudbeckia packet that you're going to buy from every other company is going to be different than the next, right? If that makes sense. I'm really excited to try different brands of Sahara Rudbeckia. I know that makes me sound crazy, but I probably have 3 or 4 different brands of Sahara Rudbeckia because I think every single one is going to be so different. It's going to be worth trying every one. Okay, and then I have a few stalks. So I have Antique Rose and Iron Pastels mix. Stock is a really, really nice flower. Once I understood that it was a cold hardy annual, which means it likes the cooler weather, and that's when it wants to grow and bloom, I understood why people are crazy about it. Not only the smell, they smell phenomenal, but they are an earlier bloomer. They're blooming before any of your hot summer annuals, and also their beautiful ruffled blooms are spectacular. So definitely wanted to add a couple more of those. I don't grow a ton of it because it's hard to devote a large space to something that's just going to bloom once and in a short period, but I still think it's worth growing some. Okay, My Castle Lupin. I'm pretty sure I bought this already from Johnny's. That's all right. The more the merrier, but really excited to add more lupin to my garden as a landscaping plant, but also as a cut flower. Again, it's an early bloomer, beautiful plant, perennial. It's just a beautiful addition to add, and I can't wait to grow that. I'll be winter sowing that because hands down, lupins do the best in the winter sowing method by far of anything else. Okay, and lastly for my Etsy order, I have Pink Poker's Status. So this So this looks very similar to a celosia, and celosia and I are not best of friends. It is a hard one for me to grow. I'm still never going to give up because it's beautiful, but Status and I are a little bit tighter. We can manage each other a lot better. Status I can grow. So I was thinking this pink pokers looks so similar. I think it'll be worth a try to try growing that, just in case celosia doesn't work out again for me. All right, that wraps up my Etsy order, and then I'll just share with you these canisters that I bought, like I said, from our farm store, PV Mart. But this is Renee's garden, so I'm sure it's sold at other stores if you're curious to purchase it for yourself. So again, like I said, it has a lot of filler. I think it's rice husk that it has in it. I forget what percentage of the actual canister is seed, but if you go by how many square feet it covers, which, give me a second. So it says it covers about 400 square feet, which is a large area. So even though, like I said, you're paying for the rice husk as a filler, you're still getting a large amount of seeds. So this is called the Scatter Garden Seeds, and it's full of different zinnias. There's a nice picture at the back. I'll get a close-up for you. But really excited to just plunk them everywhere and just have zinnias galore this year. Okay, and I'm pretty sure these were an even better deal. I think I paid maybe $15 or $16 for the zinnias, but I think these were $10 or $12 for all different sunflowers, so branching and single stem. And again, they cover 400 square feet, and I think it even says some of the branching varieties that they have. So it says Special Heirloom Sunflower Blend, Single Stem Mammoth, and Branching Multicolored Autumn Beauty. So I've experienced growing both of those. Mammoth I probably won't be using for a cut flower because they are quite large, as the name would indicate. But Autumn Beauty is a great branching sunflower that I do use for cut flowers. I don't love using sunflowers in bouquets. You have to pick them when they're quite tight still. They haven't fully opened, so customers don't always like the look of that, but just for vase life, it's definitely recommended. I'm just not crazy about sunflowers for bouquets, but I do love growing them, not only for the wildlife, but just for the beauty that they give as well. So yeah, 2 canisters of those. Well, that wraps up my mishmash of my last sort of stragglers of seeds that I needed to have. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if any of these seem interesting to you, or if you love them or even hate them. It's always interesting to know your experience and preferences. I'm looking forward to sharing with you one more haul, probably the veggies that I'm planning on growing this year. I don't usually focus too much on veggies because, let's be honest, flowers are just a little bit more exciting and beautiful. But I'm also going to be doing some seed starting soon, winter sowing, and that type of thing too. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.